Hello, my name is Hannah Hurdle, and I'm the Library eLearning Specialist at Ottenheimer Library. And today I'm here to talk to you about ProQuest Research Companion, which is an information literacy tool available through the library. Supported by the Arkansas State Traveler Project, the Research Companion project was made possible in part by the Institute of Museum and Library Science. ProQuest Research Companion is a self-guided learning tool that supports information literacy, writing, and research skills. Its intuitive layout and design guides students through the research process when it comes to finding, evaluating, and using information. Moreover, Research Companion helps students develop critical thinking and information literacy skills. The library currently uses videos from Research Companion as part of our flipped content and are meant to give students an overview of what will be discussed/covered in that specific class, as well as help everyone come into class on the same playing field. In addition, we also use definitions provided through Research Companion as a refresher for some terms all students may not be familiar with. This is all meant to help students link together what will be covered in that specific library instruction class. Now I'll take you through Research Companion. So you can access Research Companion through the library's website, ualr.edu/library. Go to databases A through Z, go to Research Companion. Now you do want to log in or create an account so that you can access everything Research Companion has to offer. I'm just going to log in. On the home page, you can see what I have completed and what I still need to work on. So if you go up to, we're going to start with Find Information. You can look at their tool or the different modules. We're going to go to the first module. So Find Information is broken up into where do I start, how do I choose a topic, and where do I find information. And then each of those have their own subtopics. So each part has a self-check, which you can see that I've answered this question. It tells me if I got it right or not. It tells me when I answered it. That I can also view the video. It tells me the length. I can change if I want the captions on or off. I can adjust the size, the audio's volume. I can also view a transcript. It's going to take me to the badges, which I'll discuss at the end. I can also view the review. So this is, again, another form of self-check. And then you can toggle through these options here, or you can come over to the little check mark icon or the eye icon or the little newspaper and toggle through those options that way. So then we start having some learning objectives. Each part tells you roughly how long it'll take you. We have a checklist. So this checklist goes over creating a topic. We have those terms that I mentioned or those definitions. Really wants to look at those badges. Again, we have the different parts, a checklist, terms, and then we have a search aid. So it's all broken down the same way. So go into that search aid. If I go to the tool, so this helps students generate keywords. So if they're having trouble coming up with different kinds of keywords, you can type it in. And then it has add terms to search by clicking on them. So we have a bunch of different options. They can also take you over into Google. So I want to do team, another search word, keyword. So we have more keywords. And there's also a video that students can view to get a little bit more information on how the tool works. And this is access to all the videos for all the tools. So now we're going to go to evaluate information. Again, we have access to the tool, or I can go to the learning modules. So we have our learning objectives. We have that self-check, the video, and the review. We have another checklist. This is talking about like the different evaluators, which I'll show in a second. Students decide if it's a primary or secondary source, if it's authoritative or not. We have a list of those terms or definitions. So, and then also evaluate information is broken down into how do I evaluate sources and what counts as evidence. So under what counts as evidence, we have some more learning objectives, the different parts, the checklist again. This is looking at like making a claim, looking at evidence. Then we have those terms, and then we have our source evaluation aid. So here you can, let me close up some of these tabs really quick. You can put in a URL, copy and paste it, and it tells you this website appears to be an article from an online periodical. It tells you what the domain is, meaning this .com is unrestricted, who the site owner is, the description of the site. You can do the same thing for a periodical, or you could do it for a book. So if I put in the name of the book, I can get some information on the book, some metadata. So again, we have a video explaining how to use the tool. And lastly, we have use information. Use information is broken down into how do I write a thesis statement, how do I organize my argument, how do I avoid plagiarism and find my own voice, what do I look for when I revise, and then lastly, how can I do better next time? It's broken down the same way, learning objectives, the different parts with the video and the text, a checklist, and then terms. So it's all the same. I'm not going to go through every single part because it all looks exactly the same. Going to the tools, we have the Citation Builder. So I'm going to copy and paste. This would be an online magazine. So you copy and paste the link, and then you would fill out the information, the rest of the information. You decide if it's print or web, generate a citation, and you get a citation. And they do either for MLA or APA, and you can do it for a magazine, a newspaper, or a book. Then they also have a revision aid where students just put their draft of their paper into the box. And certain like aspects of it will be highlighted. So sentences that may be too long for easy reading, words that might be misused, things like that. So it's kind of just another form of spell check. Again, it has a video. The Citation Builder has a video. You go up to tools, you can access all the tools here, and then you can access all of the learning modules. If you go up to your name where you logged in, you can look at your account, or you can look at my assessment. So we have all those badges that were popping up. You can see which ones you've earned. You can put in dates for when you want to look at certain things. You can assess my full assessment report. It tells me how many questions I got, and this is all of the modules that I've answered questions for. The review questions, self-check questions, and then I can see it broken down as percentages. Then you can also select a certain module that you want to get information from. So that was for everything. You can also look at how much you improved over time as well. And you can export your assessment data. So Research Companion truly has so much to offer faculty, students, and course instruction. Not only does it promote the use of affordable learning content, but it also helps students gain valuable information literacy and critical thinking skills. In addition, Research Companion incorporates elements of universal design for learning as it gives students multiple means to learn how to conduct research effectively. Thank you.